I've been upgrading the oldest builds in Minecraft, some of which were built way back in 2010, giving these old builds the benefit of all the new blocks and mechanics we have in Minecraft today. So, yet again, I'm going to be upgrading 5 of the oldest builds in Minecraft. But first, I have a problem. The base I upgraded in my last video isn't accessible from my upgrade island, so I need to find a way to connect this area here to the old house over there, and I think I have a perfect solution. There we go. This is one of the oldest bridges that I could find in Minecraft. And as you can see, it's extremely basic. Stone, oak fences, oak planks, which were just fences and planks back in the day, and some torches. I think we can definitely make this a lot nicer, whilst also actually making it accessible, because how am I meant to get up there? I can't climb this. But like with the other videos in this series, I do want to keep some sort of element of the original design. Whether it's the functions, such as this old stone gate that you can close and open, that I recreated here, to a bit more of a fancy design, or this creeper that's holding a hammer and a torch, or, as a lot of you pointed out in the comments, probably a pickaxe and a shovel, which I recreated here into the hammer and the torch that I initially thought it was. Either way, all these builds have to kind of look like their original design. And with the bridge, we're going to keep the exact same dimensions, and we're even going to keep the walkway here, but we're just going to make it look a lot more fancy and, functionable, because I can't climb it like I said before. What a dumb design. I am a sucker for quartz, so we're definitely going to use some quartz here. Okay, that works. And I'm going to get rid of this stone as well, because I really don't like it, okay? And I'll put some half slabs here so it doesn't look as jagged. Okay, this isn't looking terrible. Hoping iron bars sort of work here. No, they don't. I'm going to try and put some polished black stone on this side of the wall. Okay, that looks pretty neat. I'm a bit worried that it's not going to go with the wood, but we'll come to that near the end. One of the biggest issues, in my opinion, with this bridge was, 1, you couldn't get onto it, and 2, it was too much of a right angle here. So we definitely need to try and improve that aspect of it. Now I'm going to link up the underside of the bridge. And there we go. That looks a lot more secure. I'm not fully certain on this sort of wooden safety post, but now it's on both sides, I actually think it looks pretty neat. Now for this side, which again, I'm going to get rid of the stone because it's ugly. I'm going to bring this all the way down into the water. And again, I'm going to do the sort of support beams underneath. And whilst I think of a cool way to get down from this bridge, let's move on to another build. Now, the problem is with my island of builds, when it gets dark, it's kind of hard to see. So I'm really hoping that our next build here can help with that. And this is the first automated lighthouse in Minecraft. Now, you might be wondering how it's automated exactly, because back in 2011, they didn't have daylight detectors. But this lighthouse just has a kind of cool little piston rotation that shows glowstone. And I'll show the inside right now. I'm pretty sure if I was to destroy this, there we go. Now the lighthouse has stopped. And then as soon as I press this button, it's back on. Now there's a few things I want to do with this lighthouse. And the first is change the color, because I don't really like this whole sandstone thing they've got going on. A lighthouse is meant to be red and white. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Using quartz blocks, because we need the quartz slabs for the half slabs, and red concrete. So let's get going. Okay, that's the base done. We might have to use nether brick slabs as the red half slabs because there's no bright red half block yet. This is gonna take a while, but I think it will be worth it. Okay, I think this is looking better already. I need to replace the sandstone slabs in the middle because you can still see them through the gaps at the moment. And there we go. And we need to replace the floor here with quartz. And luckily I have World Edit, so I can quickly do this and turn the whole thing white. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks a lot better. Now, there is a bit more I'd like to do here. First, I'd like to break through the roof and make that glass. Now, at the moment, there's glowstone going around the bottom here. But I just had a thought, because I wonder if I can replace this glowstone with redstone lamps that will only activate during nighttime. So at the moment, as you can see, they're not lit up. But with a daylight detector, and then maybe I'll put some glowstone in the corner because the redstone gets a bit tricky with the corners. And now, if I put some glass on the roof like this, There we go. That looks a lot brighter. And then if we set the time to day, the lights are turned off. There we go, we just saved a bit of electricity and helped global warming. Now, don't get me wrong, in an ideal world, I would have the daylight detectors up here, and if it's daytime, the entire lighthouse wouldn't do anything. It would just sit dormant. And then as soon as it turns nighttime, the redstone would start spinning, the pistons would start firing, and the lights would turn on. But I am not good enough at redstone to even figure out how to do that. Too complicated for me, I'm afraid. But there we have it. We have our lighthouse. And I've added some stone here to sort of act as, you know, the place where the ships would crash into. But there is a problem. There are no ships. There's nothing coming to crash into this thing. And I bet that makes you think you know what's going to be next. But we're saving that for the next video. My island of upgraded builds is looking a bit empty. But don't worry, because I plan on doing a lot more videos on this series. And as always, if there's anything you think I should add to the existing builds that I've done, let me know in the comments, and I will be doing a video in the future where I go through and add all of your suggestions, because I think that'll be pretty fun. But one thing that looks very out of place is this gate, because originally this was the end of the island, and now it's just smack in the middle. This is one of the oldest gates that I could find in Minecraft, and this is the upgraded version I did of it. But now I found something to add to this gate. And honestly, I just pasted it in, and it kind of fits perfectly with the old gate. As in, exactly perfectly. This might have actually been the same builder, because that is perfect. This is the oldest castle tower in Minecraft. And there we go, I've added it to each side. But now I need to upgrade these towers and add them to my wall here. So first things first, I'll throw it onto the end. And there we go. We have quite a lot of work to do because this is kind of ugly. And obviously, first things first, we need to get rid of the stone. And there we go. And even with just making it stone brick, it already looks 10 million times better. If you didn't see the last video, by the way, this gate opens like this. So I can't really change anything on the inside because it's all redstoned up. So we're going to have to work around that, which means my staircase is going to end quite prematurely, which is annoying. I've also realized that this isn't symmetrical because this is 4 wide and this is 5 wide, which kind of just makes it seem a bit offset, if you see what I mean. So we're definitely going to have to fix that. There we go, symmetrical. That's much better. We'll also get rid of these torches for now because I think we can make cooler light. For example, I threw some glowstone in here, so at nighttime the walls kind of glow up like that, which I think looks quite cool. And we've used some lanterns down here. I do think that's looking a lot better already compared to, you know, this. It also gives some more room to have some chests up here so we can have some bows and arrows and stuff for, you know, castle defense. Should probably add some half slabs so you can actually see over the wall. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Now I just need to do the exact same on the other side. And there we go. If you're wondering what this is, by the way, this was a TNT cannon. Emphasis on the was. Because in my first video of this series, it kind of broke and blew up. At some point, I'm going to fix it with a new TNT cannon. But until then, it kind of looks like a toilet. I'm going to add some campfires into the corners here. Because I think that might look pretty sweet. Oh, yeah. That looks cool. If I was like an invading army coming to destroy my creeper with a hammer, then I would not want to cross this gate. Now I just need to make the entire tower look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, because at the moment it's a bit blocky. Just experimenting with some stone brick wall here as well. I think it might help the entire thing look a bit less flat. And there we go. This is my upgraded castle. This is my upgraded castle tower. Or castle towers, I should say. I think a pretty good upgrade from the original, if I say so myself. And remember, leave any suggestions down below in the comments, and I will get round to them in another video. I've also added this wooden structure on top, just so I can have some lanterns. Now, I don't really know how old this next build is, because as far as I'm aware, dinosaurs went extinct a long time before Minecraft came out. So obviously we're going to have to upgrade it to show what dinosaurs are like in modern day. And for that, all we need is some grey wool. Because whilst this dinosaur might be the last of its kind, modern day dinosaurs look a lot more bony. But this dinosaur was built in 2013, and I honestly think it's pretty cool. Small builds are always a lot harder to get the detail in, because obviously you have less blocks to work with. But I think this does look pretty detailed. I like it a lot. Also, one of you pointed out in my last video that I should really turn this into ancient debris instead of just quartz, which makes a lot of sense. And I will do that in the video where I upgrade your suggestions. Anyway, to get started with this guy, we're going to literally copy his outline, but with grey wool. You might not understand where we're going with this yet, but hopefully you will soon if I get it right. Guess this will be his right leg. So that's his pinky toe. Do dinosaurs have toes? I think so. Okay, so this is meant to be the dinosaur's knee. I then spent absolutely ages just trying to get the body outline right, and I started on the head. Oh, okay. It's sort of taking form. It might not look it now, but like, it's looking like more of a head. Actually, no. You know what? I can sort of see where this might be going, which is impressive because I never thought that would happen. At the moment, though, it's looking a bit too full. I will need to skeletonify it somehow. You know what? I see a bit of a T-Rex shaping up here. Don't know if I'm speaking too soon. This was the hardest thing I've ever built, I think. And it took me absolutely ages. But he's looking a bit... I don't know what he's looking. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever built. Obviously, there's not much competition. I mean, that was very easy to build. That was kind of difficult, but pretty simple, all in all. But this is really hard. I'm struggling to even picture a T-Rex skeleton right now. His body is nowhere near wide enough either. Oh, I've really messed this up. He has one leg kind of further back. He's got the right leg. I'm gonna have to do the left leg. Hopefully that won't cause too many issues. You know what? This isn't actually looking terrible right now. You can sort of see where I'm at. The head's okay at the moment as well. I just need to hollow this out as much as I can. I don't know about you, but I'm actually kind of proud of this at the moment. Like I've said in the other videos, I'm really not that good at building, but I like to think I'm slowly improving with every video I do on this series. So let me know what you think. Any sort of feedback or tips, you know, it would be greatly appreciated. Sort of rib cage of the dinosaur is gonna have to be like vertical, right? So like sort of like that, but probably not as big. It's not looking that bad. I don't mind it right now. Now, the bottom of the ribs is going to be a bit difficult. Obviously, the dinosaur spine is at the top, so that can sort of stay. But the bottom needs to sort of connect just before the spine hits. Wow. I did not expect it to be looking that good. It's not great, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not great. Great is not a word I would use to describe it, but it's not bad. I'm struggling to think of a way to do the tail, because I can't really picture how T-Rex tails look. I'm gonna try this for now. That doesn't look bad either. What's going on? I'm kind of just placing blocks and they don't look terrible. I have no idea what a pelvic bone looks like on a dinosaur, but I don't really think anyone does, to be honest. So I'm really gonna have to improvise here. That is not bad for my first ever dinosaur. The legs are a bit stumpy. Oh, wait, T-Rexes have arms. I guess that'll do. Does that look like a T-Rex arm? Sure. After a painstakingly long process, I think I've done as much as I can. At least for now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my upgraded T-Rex. I really don't think it looks that bad. I think there's definitely areas that I could probably improve on, like the neck, but I don't really know what a neck looks like in skeleton form. I guess it's more like this. I did not do biology past GCSE. There we go. That looks a little better. My modern day T-Rex, because obviously, you know, they don't exist anymore. So this is all we have left. I consider this upgraded. Now, I really don't like how the biggest thing we have is this troll face. So we're going to throw in a little bonus build into this video. Originally, I was only going to do 5, but I kind of want to make something that's big. So this massive L can stop being the tallest thing that I've built. And I think we're going to do it in this corner here. This is one of the oldest skeleton builds I can find in Minecraft. It was made in 2012, and yeah. I think this is meant to be an arrow, although it kind of looks like a shovel. And all in all, I just think we can definitely make this better. I've gone and picked out a load of different white blocks in Minecraft, because this guy only had access to white wool back in the day, I presume. And it looks a bit one-dimensional in terms of the color. So we want to get this lined up with this guy here. Okay, this is where we're gonna start. This is one leg. And we'll put the other leg here. We'll actually use white concrete because it looks a bit more bone-colored. What we're gonna do is make the basic outline of the skeleton, and then we're gonna go and decorate it. And I guess we'll just start building up. That looks about high enough for the legs, and now we have to do that all around. Okay, that's 24 high. Now, skeletons have like a weird pelvic bone. Oh, he's on fire. Well, anyway, as you can see, they have a bit of a weird pelvic bone here. So, alright, you can go now, skeleton. So, we need to recreate that with our build. Now, the reason I've done this 24 high is because if I was to do 1 pixel for 1 block, then the skeleton should have legs that are 12 high. But I'm basically doubling the dimensions of a skeleton here, which means this needs to be 4 high. There we go. Wait, that's only 3 high. Okay, there we go. 4 high. Now, obviously, skeletons don't really have a body. They sort of just have a rib. In fact, to make this easier, let's just make a little skeleton enclosure here so I can actually look at him. So I've done the legs and the pelvic bone right so far in terms of the shape, and I'll figure out the dimensions because that'll be boring to watch. So here's the bit that goes inwards, which should link to the spine. Basically, every 4 blocks I place like that is 1 pixel on the skeleton. So then this should go up by 20 if my maths was right after staring at that skeleton. Okay, that should be the spine done. And then the ribs should just come out like this. Then I think they just come to the front of the body. And no! Oh, he despawned. Damn. It'd also make a lot more sense, actually, if I turn the walls to glass. Then he can be a proper test subject. Although we'll call him Phil, because we want to be nice. Thank you, Phil, for letting me observe your body. So yeah, the ribs line up with the front of the body. Cool, thank you. He just nodded at me. Now his arms kind of start at the top of his rib cage, and they should go down to the bottom of his pelvis. And I need to do that a lot more. And there we go. So now we just need to bring the rib cage together for the chest. Okay, that's not looking bad. And then the head, which should sort of fit in this frame here, if I've got my maths correct. And it should go 16 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I just need to fill this entire thing in, which I'll do now. And there we go. That's our skeleton outline. And from looking at Phil's beautiful face earlier, I can see that the mouth goes here, and his eyes are literally just 2 above. I think they... He looks so dopey like that. I think they're 1 pixel wide that way. There we go. And for this, we'll just use some grey wool. And then his nose, we'll use some light grey wool, like that. But of course, he does look extremely untextured right now. I mean, he looks a fair bit better than this guy, I won't lie. And talking of the arrow, we probably should give him one. And this isn't any ordinary arrow. This is like the beefiest arrow you've seen in your life, apparently. And there we go. I'll just throw some different color wood in for a bit of texture. Actually, looking at this, he had a black tip, so maybe we'll join him with that. I bet you've never heard of a netherite arrow. There we go. Now, back to the skeleton. What? How was he despawned? He had a name tag on. What? Oh well. I took some pictures on my phone, luckily, of Phil. RIP. And using these different white blocks here, I'm just going to try and texture him as best as I can. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other as well. So this could be quite a long process if I don't get it right. You know what? This is going to drag out for far too long. So with the power of editing, here is my complete skeleton. It took a bit longer than I hoped it would. But honestly, I kind of just looked at the pictures of Phil and then used the pixel pattern on him to just place the blocks that looked like they should go there, if that makes sense. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It wasn't really difficult though, because like I said, it was a lot of copying. So I still think that build was harder for me. But compared to this little fella, I think he looks like a dad. He looks like a dad skeleton. And do you know what? I don't think he's fully complete yet. Do you know why? because he didn't have his bow. I won't lie, I did find someone else's bow build, and then I sort of just copied it exactly and put it in the skeleton's arm. But hey, it looks good. And that is our skeleton upgraded. And would you look at that, it's taller than the L. Mission accomplished. Now we're back to the bridge. And I still haven't really figured out a way to get an elegant way down here. I did build a staircase, but it kind of looked ugly. So what we're going to do now is build a bit of an archway going over here to give it some structural support. We could build big beams going down here, but you know, if you've watched the news recently, boats don't really agree with those. First things first though, we're going to get rid of all these torches. So I'm from England, and a bridge such as the London Tower Bridge would have a big tower here and a big tower here, and then it swoops down and meets in the middle. So I think that's what we're going to do. First, we need to find the middle point, so that's going to be fun. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is the middle of the bridge. And now I want to build a bit of a tower on either side. And I'm not sure what color block to use. I actually think the cherry planks might look pretty cool here. But yet again, stone brick does have a lot more utility and variation in blocks. So maybe we'll just stick with the stone brick. Now, this doesn't have to look great for now. I just want to get a sort of rough height. Then we just need to make these bars connect in a nice looking way. I hate placing these because you have such a small area to place them. Okay, I think that works. Make this 5 as well. If we just build something here. Okay, that's not looking too bad. So this is what I have so far after a lot of stone placing. And I don't think it looks bad, but I really just don't think it suits the colors that we have going on here. So we're going to try some different textures. Let me know what you think. So obviously stone brick first, polished black stone, quartz brick mixed with polished deep slate, or completely polished deep slate. Personally, I think this might be my favorite. So I guess we'll go with that for now. Then I'm just going to replace the corners here with quartz pillar instead. Now I'm just going to expand the metal so it's actually holding up the bridge. And I'm going to add some light at the bottom so, you know, things don't crash into it. Here's my bridge so far. Honestly, I really don't like it that much. But I really don't know what to do. I'm kind of stuck. So please leave your suggestions below and I will try and make this better. I've honestly been trying to upgrade this bridge for about an hour and I just can't make it look how I want it to look in my head. It seems like I was not ready for the task of the bridge. Not yet, anyway. After doing some final touches, I was finally semi-happy with how the bridge was looking. It's not great by any means, but I honestly think that's all my brain can handle right now. This next build is the multi-purpose house, and we'll take a look inside to see what these purposes are. So this is just the basic first floor, bed, crafting bench, chests, all that stuff. Seems to be a cactus farm on the second floor. And then on this floor, we have melon, pumpkin, and wheat and sugarcane. And then on the roof, we have trees. It's quite a cute design. Okay, so these cactuses have holes in the wood above them, I think. So basically, they can grow up one block. And then I guess you break the bottom one to get the one above when it grows. And then the water brings it down here. Okay, in that case, it's not that bad. And you know what? I'm going to keep these 3 floors exactly the same. But I am going to get rid of the top floor. And what we're going to do is just carry on the design that they've got right now. Because Minecraft has added a lot more different plants and functions and stuff. So we can make this multi-purpose house have even more purposes. And there we go, there's another floor added. And now I've added a few more floors. Now we just need to think of ways to make each of these floors useful. So we've already got cactus, melon, pumpkin, sugarcane, and wheat. And we have 5 more floors to fill up, excluding the roof because that's going to be for trees. I think for the first floor, we're just going to expand on the whole farming aspect. There's a lot more types of plant that have been added to the game since 2011 when this map was made. Now, one of the issues I have here is that for the cactus level, they've only used a 2-high wall, which means they've had room to place the dirt there. But if I go up here, place the dirt here, it kind of looks ugly from down below. But if I cover this area in slabs, then you won't be able to see the dirt from below. Then I can fill this with water. How's that happened? And then if I do another layer of slabs here, this can be the beetroot, this can be the potato, and this can be the carrots. This can just be more wheat. Okay, that's one of the floors complete. And for this floor, we're just going to segment it off like this and have a few animals on each side. What are you doing up there, cow? Okay, so we have a little pig area, cow area, sheep area, and a couple of chickens. This is extremely inhumane farming conditions, by the way. Don't report me to the authorities, thank you. Might think of a way to spruce it up a bit in here, make it a bit less boring for the animals. We have 3 more floors to go, and I really want this area to be an enchantment room. Well, that's this side of the room sorted. Got myself a neat little sword from it too. But that does leave this side of the room, and I think I know what to do with it. There we go. And I'll cover this with slabs to hide the obsidian. And we'll add some doors so any mobs that come through the portal can't get in here. I know I've built it weird, by the way, but I just kind of wanted it symmetrical. And that's another floor done for now. Now, I have 2 floors left that have nothing on, but I'm going to leave the ideas for that up to you. Like I mentioned earlier, in all my other videos in this mini-series, I've asked you how to upgrade the builds that I've done. I'm going to make a video where I implement them all into the builds that I've done. So I'm going to leave these 2 floors up to you. Let me know what you think I should build in each one. There's not much room, so you might have to get a bit creative. And I'll pick 2 of my favorites to put into the video. And we're left with the final floor. I'm going to extend the roof by 1 and then fill all this with grass. I think that looks pretty cute. And that's the multi-purpose house given a few extra purposes. Remember to leave your comments below for these 2 rooms. And finally, I cannot end the video without sorting the staircase for this bridge. So after a lot of playing around, I finally think I got a design that both blended my new addition of quartz with the original oak wood. And here it is. So you just go down here, down here, down here, and there we go. It looks okay. Maybe a bit unsafe on this edge here. And I'm going to add a viewing platform here and some fences that look like structural support. Whilst I do think I am improving at building, like with this dinosaur for example, it doesn't look great, but I don't think I could have even imagined where to begin a few weeks ago. I am still falling short in some areas, like this bridge. It has too much contrast, it doesn't mesh very well. But as my land of upgraded builds grows, I'm determined to get better and better. And make sure you subscribe, because in the next video, we'll be upgrading this temple, as well as giving this lighthouse something to look out for. So from me and my slightly broken looking dinosaur, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.